Well, yo, we're back at it again with more Zenless Zone Zero. Just an afternoon stream. I am on my vacation, so I can do an afternoon stream during work hours. Let's see. Who's playing Kingdom Come Deliverance? With the way that anby is like centered on the update, whatchamacallit, update art or whatever you call it, you would think that they're the main story update, but no, they're not. The main story update is about Hugo. The main story update is about the Mockingbirds. You would think that it's gonna be about like anby, but apparently not. The way that like she's centered on the update art. Anyways, we're gonna try and get this done so that I can resume Suikoden at during the evening. I don't know how long this is supposed to be, but let's see. Oh, these are just the challenges. I miss Eve. Even though I bought the skin for Astra. I love running around as Eve. Eve is my favorite. Unironically, one of my favorite characters, even though she only shows up for her agent story with Astra. She's not like a main story feature, unfortunately, so I don't know when she's gonna ever show up again. Why does it... Okay, I'm kind of just like going in circles here. Yeah, unfortunately, with the way that like the story is structured in gacha games, we're probably never gonna see like Eve and Astra outside of like the agent story unless they somehow like forcefully like shove them in like the main story. They did that like with 1.4 when Miyabi and Section 6 was a special feature for the update. They kind of just like shoehorned everybody in. Kind of felt disjointed, not gonna lie, but you know what? We play Zenless Zone Zero for the vibes. That's been bothering me. Why was that Lockhart shining? Why is now that we've sorted out the invitation, let's get some good rest and prepare for the auction. Let's go for the auction. This is gonna be like a Trails into Azure. Trails into Zero. We're gonna get our own Kia after we're done with the auction. Staff Son says, your invitation has been confirmed. Esteemed guest, would you like to enter the private suite now? Sure. What? Is Hugo... Wait, Hugo's not gonna be there because he's gonna steal from the auction. Is what I expect him to do. Why says, as expected, the private suite looks high-end. No wonder the invitation was so hard to get. Y says, we seem to be early. Lycon and the others haven't arrived yet. Should we take a look around first? We can also try some fancy desserts and drinks. I would like some fancy desserts and drinks. Meanwhile, a pleading voice suddenly comes from nearby. Who's that? The voice says, please help me. I really have no other choice. Y says, something's happening over there. Let's go take a look. What's happening?
Lies.
Whoa.
Deception.
It's voiced.
Betrayal.
It's Vivian. I cut off at the perfect moment last time.
Mist, shrouding the truth in a deep, enigmatic haze. Found you.
She's a chuny.
Chosen one.
She's a chuny? Wait, Lycon's here. You know what time it is. She's got booster packs in her, on her skirt. How does that work? You would assume that if you have like some kind of booster packs under there, it would look pretty bulky, but apparently not. It's an efficient design. Is that a ribbon on the back? Cute. Never mind, it's not. The ribbon is in the front. Afternoon. Zenless Zone 0. Pervert hours. Anyways, that's Vivian. I'm guaranteed Vivian when her banner comes up, so we will be there.
You are exactly as I thought you'd be.
Who's your voice actor?
Chosen one? What's that? Sounds like something from a tacky novel that was popular a decade ago.
Not credited on the English side.
Words can only convey so much. So it's understandable if what I say doesn't make sense to you now.
She kinda sounds like Frolova.
But you'll know what I mean soon enough.
Young lady, I know you might think I'm lying, but I'm telling the truth. That item was my late husband's keepsake, and I had to pawn it due to financial difficulties. But I can't bear to see it auctioned away to who knows where. I'd never be able to get it back. Please help me bid for it. There's a hidden flaw in that item. If you point it out during inspection, it will be withdrawn from the auction and returned to the pawn shop. That way you won't have to pay for it. In return, I'll offer you some compensation. It may not be much, but it's all I can manage. Please.
Mom, please don't cry. Your story might be genuine, but your intention is not. Besides, this has nothing to do with me. Your misfortune is not my concern.
Young lady, you don't look like you're struggling for money. How can you be so cold-hearted? I'm sure this refined individual here feels the same way.
We look refined? You referring to me? We're refined?
Huh? Are you referring to me?
Yes, you! If you're willing, could you please...
The auction is about to start. I'm not sure how you gained entry, but I'm sure you don't want to be driven out with your daughter.
She really does sound like Frolova's voice actor. Who is it?
And you?
The young lady's indifferent gaze turns towards you.
Here's a little piece of advice. Don't let your sympathy easily sway you in an auction like this. Otherwise, you might get swindled. I'm Vivian, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Vivian. We will be rolling.
Dear guests, the auction will begin shortly. Please make your way to the venue.
With the way that Lycon's not able to recognize her, I guess she's like... She joined Leia.
Not much longer until it's mine.
She joined way after Lycon has left the group. I say as I be a pervert once again. Nice. Those tights design kind of like looks as detailed as like the ones in Girls Frontline. But then the way that they design it in Girls Frontline is like patented, isn't it? So like, I have no idea about the intricacies of designing tights as details as Girls Frontline, but apparently there's a patent for it. Fascinating. Fascinating. Anyway.
Dear guests, the auction will begin shortly.
Hi, Lycon. Lycon says, "Are you alright? It seems you were caught up in some dispute just now." It's no biggie. Lycon says, "And I'm relieved. Actually, I overheard parts of the conversation. Forgive me for speaking bluntly, but it's rather strange to have guests like that, mother and daughter, at this auction. Perhaps as the mysterious Miss Vivian said, they didn't enter through regular means. There may be more to this. But let's return to the auction. If you're interested in any particular item, you can bid on it. Master will cover the bill for you." "Then I won't hold back." Lycon says, "Rest assured, Master's budget is quite sufficient. Regular auction items should not be a problem. Unless other parties also set their sights on that item we wanted. Should that happen, we'll adapt accordingly. I trust in your wisdom." During the conversation with Lycon, a sudden unexpected guest appears beside you. Oh, this guy again. Curtis says, "What a small world. So you got a new companion today? Where's that obnoxious blonde boy from last time?" Lycon says, "Obnoxious blonde boy?" It's a long story, we say. Curtis says, I didn't expect someone of your caliber to be able to attend this auction. If Master Edmund finds out, he'll make sure to investigate where you got that invitation from." "Who the fuck is that?" we say. Curtis says, "You don't even know who Master Edmund is? He's a prominent figure in Tops, someone with the authority to speak on behalf of them. Master Edmund will also attend the auction, and he has an extremely noble mark on his forehead that anyone who sees it will remember." Why am I wasting my breath? He wouldn't understand anyway. You better pray we don't set our sights on the same auction item. You'll have no chance of winning. He's like a Yakuza character that we beat up eventually. After exchanging those harsh words, Curtis hurriedly leaves. Lycon says, "Master, that gentleman just now seemed very hostile towards you. It looks like you two have some history. However, it's getting late. Let's head into the venue. We'll worry about him later." Vivian's. Can we keep talking to Vivian? No. Can we talk to the... No. Put that person in the corner. Alright, here we go. Let's get started. You enter the auction venue. The first half features a variety of items, but none are what you're looking for. There's a strange yet amusing golden bamboo statue. Fortunately, your budget allows you to try bidding for it. The good news is you only have one opponent. The bad news is, it's that guy. That guy is Curtis. You'll just have to take him down just like last time. For some reason, that mysterious Miss Vivian also seems intrigued by this bidding and comes to our side.
He may be from the Ravenlock family, but he's been entering the lottery in secret. Maybe he's not as well off as I thought.
Ugh, what rotten luck. I didn't expect to see you here.
Is this another one of those moments in the story where we have to like... Let's see.
I won't back down this time.
Oh yeah, it's looking like it is. Try messing with him? Yeah, it's another one of these. Let's raise our bid a little bit. Me?
Let's raise the bid a little. How about 10%?
Is he gonna double it?
Such a small amount, as expected of a commoner. I'll raise the bid by 50%.
The start of an auction is crucial. Your opponent is determined to win, so it's best to shake his confidence first.
I see.
You should just give up already. I'm dead set on getting this item.
Overwhelm him with your financial power.
Good luck to you. Host, I increased my bid by 20%.
Where could you have gotten so many Denny's?
A solid move, but perhaps a bit too costly for me.
Okay. Let's not rush into inflating the price. Seems like it's just the two of us interested in the item. Why don't we discuss this in private first?
Fuck no. I won't back down.
No matter what, I won't back down.
Ugh, I didn't expect you to be so determined.
Let's take this outside here.
This is the perfect moment to shake your opponent.
You're really stubborn, huh? Is it really worth arguing over such a small collectible?
Yeah?
Sure is. The money in our pocket is our biggest advantage. Host, I'm raising the bid.
The price is way more than it's worth. Forget it, I'm out.
Sucker!
It's a bit overpriced, but it's still acceptable. Regardless, congratulations on your winning bid. Though in my opinion, its aesthetic style is a bit ahead of its time. But as long as you like it, that's what matters. After all, the true value of art is in the love people invest in it.
Kind of reminds me of that auction section in Kaino Kiseki.
The next item is truly exceptional. The final creation of a legendary artist, the only one of its kind in all of New Eridu. The artist's tale is quite fascinating. Unrecognized during his lifetime, his works were discovered by art collectors after his death and became hugely popular. Because of this, authentic works are few and far between, making each one incredibly precious. And this stunning final piece, anyone who loves his work won't want to miss it.
Oh, is this related to the mother and daughter from earlier? Probably.
Without further ado, let's get started. Starting bid, 200 million Denny's.
If I can get it for under 500 million, I can still turn a profit. 300 million!
If I'm not mistaken, Wise, isn't that the item the woman asked Vivian to bid on?
Yeah, that's the one. If our budget allows, perhaps we should.
1 billion.
Whoa.
Even if his final piece is a collectible of this quality, starting at $1 million right off the bat.
Billion. Is that a...
Since she doesn't have to earn her own money, any bid is just a number to her.
Was that Vivian? Wow, she just said, "Don't let your sympathy sway you," then went ahead and bid anyways.
Yeah, but she can literally afford not to take her own advice.
Ooh, this elegantly dressed lady certainly has refined taste and deep pockets. So, is anyone ready to challenge this young lady? Invest in the legacy of a talented artist who left us too soon. Its value could double in the future.
I'd advise against it. I'm going to bid on this no matter the price tonight.
This young lady is certainly very confident. Our time is almost up at $1 billion. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Sold for $1 billion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first half of the auction. Please feel free to unwind in the lounge for a bit, as more treasures await in the second half.
a rather abstract piece of art? Lycon says, the statue you've acquired is indeed extraordinary. I previously helped clients acquire similarly distinctive statues. Was this a client from your time as you know what? Lycon says, no. According to what you said, when you know what happens, we won't have the concept of clients at all. Is this thing a good investment? Who knows? Well, in terms of this collectible's commercial value, it's not exactly a good deal. But if you like it, then that's its greatest value. Miss Vivian also seems to have a keen eye for collectibles. It's a bit concerning. Where is she? We have to talk to her.
The coffee here is
Oh, it's Hartman.
drinkable.
Who said that?
Why are there so many unfamiliar faces around? I thought this was for regulars only.
Curtis says, Master Hartman, you've come as well. Hartman says, I have something important to bid on. Oh shit, are they here for the... Curse it, I have no idea who the seller behind this thing is and why they insist on going through the auction process.
The coffee here is...
He said it again. Hi, Vivian.
You have a strange look on your face.
I'm pretty sure that's like Filova's voice actor, maybe. Is it? Could I look it up on Twitter? Vivian, voice actor, Zenless Zone Zero. Don't know. I kind of have like a discerning ear, so I don't know. I'm not aware though, because like they're usually from like a different studio. Where Wuthering Waves and Reverse 1999 and Final Fantasy. Generally Square Enix. That's where they get their voice actors from. I don't think Zenless Zone Zero would also tap in, or at least Hoyo in general would also tap into that voice actor pool. But it does sound like Frolova. Frolova's voice actor. What was her name again? Ray Lim.
Despite her ruthless exterior, she's actually quite kind-hearted.
It sounds like Ray Lim. I'm pretty sure it's Ray Lim.
Though you wouldn't dare think that, would you?
How did you know?
Looks like I hit the mark. Just to clarify, I didn't assist that woman out of kindness. Nor do I plan on giving up the item I just purchased.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure that's Ray Lim. Maybe. Hey yo, how's it going?
Because it's nothing more than a common scam.
A scam? So you're saying that woman is a con artist?
They'll tell you a tragic story, begging you to help bid on a collectible at a high price. They promise a reward and guarantee the item will be withdrawn from the auction, so you think you won't have to pay anything. But the reality is, once you bid, the deal is done. No going back. And you end up shelling out a hefty sum for something worthless.
So, why did you still bid on the item?
Flex.
I really enjoyed the story of that legendary artist. Art, at its essence, sells stories, doesn't it? I'm willing to pay the price for the stories I choose. That's another lie. Looks like you believed me.
I don't believe you. Let's just play along with her.
Figure it out again!
Let's just play along with her.
Let me give you another piece of advice. Appearances can be deceiving. People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth.
She kind of looks like the girl from Wuthering Waves who was from the Facelli family. What was her name again? The one that was running the flower shop. Vivian suddenly approaches, blinks, and silently mouths two words. Master Proxy. She knows her proxy identity?
I hope next time you'll accept my invitation, and not that of these pretenders.
Wait a minute. Wait, she's not Mockingbird? Oh wait, are they siblings? Hugo and her?
I'll see you soon, my friend of many secrets.
I mean, they're both
Second half of the
vampires.
auction is about to begin. Please make your way to the venue.
Alright, let's get back in there. Are they gonna let me bid on something again?
Gentlemen, welcome back.
Wait, Vivian is cute here. There's that dripped out individual in the background. Who's that? Oh, that has to be, what was his name? Edmund? Trying to get, like, a good screenshot here. One sec.
Up next in our auction is tonight's showpiece, the one-of-a-kind Robe of Heroes!
Want to see Belle with silver hair? That'd be nice. Should be a mod about that. That should have that.
Legend has it that, long ago, this was a garment that only a hero could wear. What's truly fascinating is the unique gem embedded in the collar of this robe. It's unlike any gem I've ever seen.
Wait, is this thing?
Magical.
Is this the thing that we're after? Is that Lycon in the background? Yep. Oh, this is the thing that we're after. The sacrifice core. A weird core extracted from a sacrifice radiating an ominous aura.
Wise, that gem's probably what we're looking for.
Such an important item. Yet, it's just there on a piece of clothing. Completely unprotected.
How gaudy.
I was gonna say, that thing looks gaudy. I was just about to say me and Vivian are on the same wavelength.
This auction sure is busy. There's people of all sorts, whether they belong or not.
Robe of Heroes. What a tacky name. Nonetheless, I'll secure it. In the name of the Ravenlock family.
Yes, I see it. Seems authentic. Of course, I'll keep an eye on it.
Who's saying all that? After some intense bidding, only 2 contenders remain. You and Hartman, the current head of the Ravenlock family.
I didn't expect
Oh no!
it to drag on so long.
This is gonna be like another bidding... Uh-oh.
I believe there is no meaning in continuing this senseless bidding war. Frankly, wasting time irks me more than squandering money. So, my friend, let's cut to the chase. What did you have in mind?
This man is pretty shrewd. Maybe I should match his energy.
What did he say?
Perhaps a better question should be, what can you offer me?
The ball's in my court now. Good. I enjoy conversing with people of sufficient intelligence. There are more antiques in this auction than just the robe. Why rush into this? You might find something else you prefer.
Is Lycon gonna weigh in? I could use some help. I know the secrets of that robe. I want that gem kind of... is like letting him know that there's something up with that. With that robe. I'm not here for antiques and collectibles. Oh, that's our
I'm not
fuck
a
up.
collector, so I'm not into antiques. That robe just caught my eye.
In that case, how about we strike a deal? All I want is
okay.
that gem. So, if you cease bidding now, I'll take the gem and you can have the rest of the robe. How does that sound?
Okay, so you have to let him know that you need that gem.
He called our bluff.
The Ravenlock family always gets what they desire. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask around.
This is a thing straight out of Honkai Star Rail. They introduced it as in they introduced it as in Zenless Zone Zero as well. What a coincidence! So do I.
What a coincidence! I, too, always get what I want.
You're quite confident.
We're gonna get this.
You know when to stand your ground. Well done.
My time is valuable, my friend. I've already lost a significant amount of Denny's talking to you.
Well, now why not waste more of his time?
If I offer you a token of appreciation, let's say a hefty sum of Denny's, would you consider backing out of this bid?
Don't think so. Don't try to bribe me. I'll give you the same offer.
In that case, if I were to give you a hefty sum of Denny's, would you back down?
Get out of here.
I fear my price is beyond your means.
This is some Ace Attorney shit. Yeah, they started doing this in Honkai Star Rail like a few months back during Fei Xiao's update. How long ago was that? They started introducing it in this game as well. It's kind of funny that they like to experiment with game mechanics, concepts, whatever, and all their other games for Hoyo, and then they like shove it in their other games. I wonder if Genshin had this. Where did it originate? I feel like it originated in Honkai Star Rail, but that's just like the only other Hoyo game that I play. When did Fei Xiao drop? 7 months ago? That was 7 months ago? Holy shit.
It's been a while since someone dared speak to me like that. All right, since I can't sway you, we'll have to settle this with our financial power. But let me be clear. No matter how high it goes, I won't back down.
Luckily for you, I won't either.
Oh no. Though the mayor gave us a huge sum of Denny's, I have a sinking feeling it won't be enough to outbid this rich jerk.
After a round of intense bidding, Hartman secures the Robe of Heroes at a ridiculously high price. Shit. We lost? Even after we won a bunch of the Ace Attorney rounds?
Thank you, everyone. It appears I'm the final winner of this auction after all.
What the hell was the point of all that if we were gonna lose anyways?
Well, I'll be taking this masterpiece with me. Of course. I must extend my sincere gratitude to all of you.
The hell was the point of all that?
Damn it, we almost won! Ugh, Denny grabbing jerks!
I got a message from Hugo. He wants us to...
Look
up?
What happened?
Why'd the lights go out?
Oh, Vivian again. One sec.
What's going on? The power went out?
Mommy, I'm scared.
Oh. He recognizes his own MO.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's auction. My apologies for the long and dreary opening. Losers always have a lot to say.
That guy looks familiar.
Phantom Thieves!
Is that...
What are you all standing around for? Someone deal with this intruder!
How uncouth. I'm simply here to reclaim what's rightfully mine.
You! When did you?
Well then, tonight's show is coming to an end. I wish you all a lovely evening. Yours truly, Mockingbird.
After him! Catch that thief or forget about getting paid tonight!
Uh-oh, now we're gonna have to chase after Hugo.
I can't believe he's here. And his target happens to be that core, too.
Who stole it in the first place then and put it in the auction? It'd be pretty funny if it was Hugo who stole it from the scientific lab, put it in the auction, and then they stole it again just for shits and giggles.
Forgive me, Master Proxy, but that Mockingbird and I have history.
Or it's probably some actual insider from that lab. They might find it surprising, but I'm acquainted with him as well.
He might find it surprising, but I know him too.
So much for dialogue options, they kind of just combine it.
You do?
You brief Lycon about your encounter with Hugo, and you emphasize that you had no intention of keeping him in the dark.
I see. So that's how you know him. Years ago, we founded Mockingbird, the Phantom Thieves Syndicate. Things started off well. We were young, with naive ideals and lofty goals, and we pursued what we thought was right. But one night, that all changed. There may have been signs of what was to come, but no one noticed them at the time, or perhaps we chose to ignore them. Eventually, I left Mockingbird and accepted the olive branch extended by the mayor. The separation was, shall we say, less than amicable. And my dearest friend became my sworn enemy. Master Proxy, if I may ask, what do you think of Hugo?
He's kinda sussy.
Though he helped us before, and he seems pretty nice, I can't help but feel something's off. He's a part of Mockingbird after all.
Mockingbird has changed from how we envisioned it. And Hugo too, No, it's nothing. In any case, he's very dangerous. I'm still unsure of his intentions, but we cannot risk letting him have the sacrifice core. Based on my past experiences, I can likely predict the route he'll take to evade his pursuers and escape. However, this path lies within the Hollow. Master Proxy, can you...
Luckily, we're cracked.
Let's head straight there. I'm feeling super strong right now.
Very well. Please, follow me then.
Okay, so here's the weirdest thing that they've done this update. Not entirely sure what I feel about it, is that apparently the siblings can enter hollows now without the need of a bangbu, which kind of just like, you don't need EOS anymore. Which is like really weird because this entire time we've always needed like EOS, and then now all of a sudden Bell could just straight up, the proxies can just straight up like walk into the hollows now without being affected by the ether. Lycon says, Master, it's this direction. If we enter the hollow from here, we should be able to track him down. By the way, about your sibling, he's already gone home. Lycon says, that's good to hear. Worry not, I'll ensure your safety at all times within the hollow. I mean, like, I feel like using EOS is still like the most safe. Still the most safe, like, option here. Because, like, at least that prevents the proxies themselves from getting hurt while in the hollow. I feel like... Not sure what I feel about this. It seems kind of weird that they've all of a sudden just like decided to shove the proxies into hollows. Anyway, I kind of respect that they're not averse to like trying weird shit out. Lycon says, "Worry not, I'll ensure your safety at all times within the hollow." You're not gonna fight him, are you? We say. Lycon says, "I hope it won't come to that. But how it actually goes depends on his attitude. Master Proxy, if you're ready, let's enter the hollow now." I should bring, Oh, they're not gonna give me the option. I was just gonna say, I do have Lycon built. Wait, do I have him built? Hola, mi amigo. Hi, Jackie. How's it going, Jackie? Good afternoon. Trying to get done with this update so that I could jump into Suikoden again in the evening. You're doing good. Nice, good to hear.
As I thought, Hugo really is here. When we were still working together, he would often choose routes that were difficult to attack, yet easy to defend. Don't worry, Master Proxy. I'll catch him. Master Proxy, the layout of the port is complex. Ethereals may jump out from any corner.
Taking a break from Monster Hunter. I'm just switching around.
Extra careful.
Just switching around Path of Exile and Monster Hunter. I'm pretty much done with Monster Hunter Wilds. I've already 100%ed it. It's surprisingly a very easy game to 100%. I'm just doing like side shit right now. Like, I'm actually like trying to get a crown for all of the fishes that you can catch in Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, there's absolutely no achievement tied to that. I'm just doing it for shits and giggles.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Did I take a screenshot of what I got so far? What's that? I'm not even doing hunting, like... Yeah, you literally just go hop on, like...
You run into trouble. You wouldn't normally stay idle this long.
You literally just hop on, like a hunt train. Just bring your own, like, crown monsters. And just hop on a hunt train. And then just get all of the crown hunting is so easy in that game. Just, there's...
Would you like a cup of tea?
Like, it actually incentivizes, like... The whole investigation mechanic in Monster Hunter actually incentivizes like running hunt trains, which is really nice, I gotta say. Like whenever you save the investigation of for a field survey monsters, whoever you find out in the field, it retains the size of the monster. So if it was a crown monster and you save its investigation, then it retains the monster size, and then you could just shove that into a hunt train with other players, and then you could pretty much just get the achievement overnight if you have enough. Like, what I find though, it was pretty hard to get.
Would you like a cup of tea?
What I would say was in demand, would easily get you into these hunt trains are small crown, giant crowns of guardian monsters and apex predators. Those ones are in demand. It's pretty easy to find like crowns of all the other monsters.
You wouldn't normally stay idle this.
Anyways, yeah. Here's a collection of all the fishes that I caught. All the crown fishes that I caught. Really proud of this petricanth, the gold crown petricanth that I caught the other day. But then, yeah, I'm still missing, like, I don't know, maybe like 10 more crowns for the remainder of these fishes. I'm actually gonna bother and, like, get the crowns for all the fishes in this game, just for shits and giggles. Absolutely no, just like a personal sense of achievement to do all that shenanigans. It's fun, though. Fishing for whoppers, really fun.
There are so many ethereals, but they don't seem to faze him at all.
Though I am loath to admit it, that man is quite formidable. You can always find him in the thick of things, be it in social functions or surrounded by ethereals.
What does he use? Bahamut?
Goodbye, my friends.
Pay his provocations no heed.
All good. These small obstacles can't trip me up.
There he is, the ugliest man to exist. I've no idea if they actually tried to fix his in-game character model, but even without that fix, I feel like... I mean, they didn't... He's very vampire, but I guess you could try and not make it look tacky somehow. I don't know. Like, they nailed Vivian's character design somehow. What did Hugo look like? What did Hugo look like back in Lycon's Companion's Agent story? It didn't look this tacky in Lycon's Agent story, did he? I don't remember. Lestat from Interview with a Vampire. But anime. I don't know, I feel like they could have at least tried and done like a vampire type character with a nicer looking fit. I don't know, I have no idea how they fucked up a vampire man design. It's pretty hard to do. To fuck up a vampire man design. Lycon says, Master Proxy, the container console here has been destroyed by Hugo. He really went to great lengths to block our paths. But don't worry, once you find that specific container console, we'll be able to repair it. Also, by the way, the proxies can walk around in hollows now, which is weird. Extremely biased against long-haired blonde guys, I see. Like Luocha, at least, like, speaking of blonde-haired, long-haired blonde guys, like, Luocha at least look beautiful, like... Girl will get back in the story, you're in danger. Like... Okay, I don't know. It's just a specific... They specifically fucked up Hugo's design, like... Hoyo blonde men? Are they always like... Like Luocha looks nice. Yeah, I don't know. They just fucked up Hugo. Lycon says, Master Proxy, taking care of this container console will allow us to proceed forward. Let's repair it quickly. Okay. Also, yeah, anyways, the weirdest thing that they've done this update is that the siblings can walk around in hollows now, completely removing the need for bang boost, which is kind of weird. Like, if the proxies are gonna be jumping in hollows, then that means they can still get, like, hurt. I feel like they should still be using bang boost to enter hollows instead of them.
Careful, or you'll get hurt.
Hot fucking corner, door stuck.
Have your way.
Door stuck.
Master Proxy, that's one of Hugo's weapons. Make sure to avoid it.
I miss bang boost waddling around, I know, right? It's so weird.
Stabs, they may look like a coin, but it's actually a dart. He carries around a briefcase filled with all sorts of weapons. It's quite the hassle to deal with. He's extremely familiar with this place.
Did they give story reasons? They did.
Master Proxy, Dragging this out will only be to our disadvantage. Let's proceed through here post-haste.
Something about that, it's a lot more efficient or something. They made the system be a lot more efficient. I think the problem with Hugo is in his eyes. Like, is it like the same thing with Miyabi from before, where the space between their eyes just kind of like odd or something? I don't know, just in general, I'm just not rocking with Hugo's design.
Stay calm now. Stand still.
Which is kind of weird.
The mechanism here isn't damaged. It's still functioning normally.
They've lasted this long at least.
Something's not right.
This is the first time they missed with like a male character design, I think.
It feels too easy, almost as if you let us through on purpose.
He just looks so youthful, almost babyish for a vampire, yeah. I mean, isn't that the whole point of being a vampire though? Looking youthful? Retaining your youth?
Evade, now! Stay calm now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he could be, like, overall better designed, I guess.
Stand still. Stay calm now.
I don't know how to vocalize my thoughts. Me neither. I just don't know. I'm just not rocking with Hugo. Though I feel like that's the first time they've actually, like, missed with a male character in this game. Everybody else I love. Lycon says, oh, we played right into his hands. He's taken the opportunity to run off again. It's just bad vibes, yeah. I wanted to roll for, like, lighter. But then I have, like, a Mindscape 5 Colada. So I'm like, do I even need lighter? I love him, though, but I need him for my Astra Yao team. I feel like he's just the first time they've missed with, like, a male character design in this game. I love Seth. I love Lycon. I love Anton. Lycon says, oh, we played right into his hands. He's taking the opportunity to run off again. Lycon, don't lose to him. Lycon says, I'm terribly sorry. I will catch up to him. If I'm not mistaken, the direction Hugo just escaped to should be the area above where we first entered this hollow. As a proxy, let's hurry and catch up. Anton is a miss for you. I love his, like, weapon.
This must be the right way.
Pile bunker.
Not to worry, Master Proxy.
Easy win for me. Just give your character a pile bunker.
We'll be able to catch up to him soon.
Lycon says, Master Proxy, repair this console as you did before. Okay.
It should be this way.
Lycon pauses momentarily. In the distance, a group of heavily armed figures emerge.
Are they from the auction? No, they shouldn't be able to track Hugo here.
They're just coincidentally here?
Just hollow raiders. Back then, Hugo would typically retreat into a hollow after securing the goods. And as his partner, I'd be responsible for leading the pursuers astray. I'm unsure if he has a partner now, or who they might be if he does.
Well, Phantom Thieves usually have partners, right? He must have recruited a new one.
True. That could make things trickier, as he may have passed the core to his partner.
Yeah, Lycon was a thief from his agent story. His agent story is pretty good, actually. He's even hotter now.
Regardless, Master Proxy, let's steer clear of those hollow raiders for now. Although I'm confident in my ability to defeat them, a clash here might delay us and jeopardize your safety.
I'm saying, like, why can't we run around as a Bang Boo? This just puts proxies in danger if they're just running around in hollows. I don't know, it's a weird decision.
Our main focus now is locating Hugo and retrieving the gem.
I want to be a Bang Boo. Like, I still want to be a Bang Boo. Oh. Wait, why is this thing not getting stunned? What's that weird thing?
Stand still.
I think that was a new ethereal. Oh, I see. They are new.
Stay calm now. He should be nearby.
Scorpion ethereals. He kicks it back, he's so cool.
Long time no see, traitor.
Am I still on vacation? Yep. One more week. Yeah, beat his ass.
It was you who broke the oath, not me.
You haven't changed, pompous and self-righteous.
Wait, that's a cool ass looking weapon. It's a scythe.
You're beyond reason.
Both of you! Enough!
Wait, that's kind of crazy. Stop fighting!
Master Proxy.
I think Bell is crazy. What?
Are you all right, Master Proxy? Any injuries?
What is wrong with Belle? Absolute no disregard for her own. She's done. I just forgot how tall I was.
I'm fine. I just forgot I wasn't Eos. I thought your attacks would just go over my head. I'm not used to being this tall, I guess.
Rest assured, manager, my blade has always been steady.
Bring back Eos! What the hell? It's so weird. I feel like they're kind of insinuating that the proxies are also like able to fight. They've kind of insinuated that as well earlier, so I feel like they may actually make the siblings playable one day, which is also kind of weird. They've always been like, I don't know where they're trying to go with this. We'll see. I just respect them that they're not scared of doing weird shit with their story. Unlike a certain like Wuthering Waves who's like scared to change shit up. The MC's power creeping themselves.
I'll never point my weapon at my allies, especially not you. As for that oath, he has no sense of control in the heat of battle, even turning on his own comrade.
Yeah, I like the cool hacker-esque MCs. She's like the navigator in Persona games.
I'd thank you not.
The proxies are.
Lies.
Yeah, I wish they could just like stay as like the navigator. They're not fighters, they're movie nerds. Yeah, exactly. They're kind of insinuating that they've been holding back this entire time. I don't know where they're going with this. Not a fan of it. Bring back Eos. It's so weird.
What? Are you denying it? I merely spoke the truth, didn't I?
At that moment, the Hollow Raiders you encountered earlier close in on you.
for a tough day, but it seems we struck gold in the end.
We get to play as Hugo.
If you value your lives, you better hand over all your etheric resources and any other valuable...
This is for a Hugo feature.
I have no conflict with you, gentlemen. I'm here for personal reasons, not to mine ether resources.
Cut the crap. It's been a rough day, and we need something to make it right. Whatever your business is, pay your dough or bite the dust.
Pay our dough? This is the Hollow. You're not claiming this Hollow as your own, are you? Not even the current mayor of New Eridu would dare to make that assertion. Am I correct, Mr. Mayflower Watchdog?
You sure have a mouth on you, pretty boy. Don't push it. We've buried idiots like you in the Hollow before, and soon you'll be joining them.
I'd urge you to reconsider.
Pay your dough surely sure is an odd... Yeah, he's ugly.
Huh? Unfortunately, your kind advice has come too late. They've already worn my patience thin.
Yeah, this is for a Hugo feature. Never mind. Hugo swiftly deals with the Hollow Raiders. They got off-screened.
Oh, help me!
They got off-screen.
Scared? Then perhaps you should think twice before you act.
Hate that fuck-ass scarf that he has, oh yeah.
You've made your bed. Now lie in it.
Sorry! I'm so sorry! Please have mercy!
Spare us! We won't do it again!
It's pretty funny, the big dude sounds like that.
Are you quite done blowing off steam? Don't kill them. I'll hand them over to public security once we're out of...
Who do you think you are to tell me what to do? They weren't planning to show you any mercy, yet you forgive them so easily. You haven't changed at all over the years, Lycon. To hell with you and your foolish fantasies of being some almighty savior. Haven't you learned your lesson from what happened with your eye and legs?
My principles remain unshaken. No one has the right to take another's life.
Sinners deserve punishment. Do you know how many lives they've taken? I'm merely delivering the justice the world needs.
It is not our place to pass judgment.
Hugo correction.
I know I will not sway you. There's no point in continuing this argument. I will stop you. I always will.
Go ahead and try. I will defeat you. I always will. Be prepared to kneel before me.
Oh, we get to fight Hugo. What the hell?
You talk too much. Amateurs.
Ow, he does so much fucking damage, right? Is he parrying me or am I getting parried? Wow. Yeah, so much health. I'm gonna die.
Proxy, I'd advise against trusting anyone from the Mayflower family. Or their dog. Out of my way! How many bodies did the mayor step over in his ascent to power?
I'll eliminate any of them!
Kick his ass!
Really? Do you two have to do this now?
Amateurs.
My apologies, dear manager. But I'm itching to teach him a lesson.
Whoops.
Shut up! Stay calm now.
He's beating my ass. Okay. Shocked to hear Lygon say shut up. I know, right? He's usually this very cool, gentlemanly, like... Gotta focus on something. Alright, thanks for dropping by. Have a good afternoon. After Hugo leaves, Lycon goes silent as if lost in his own memories.
Worry not. Mastery of my skills will come in time. But there's something more important I would like to teach you. Something about faith.
Does a phantom thief even need faith?
Young Lycon and young Hugo.
Of course. What else would we fight for?
See, I feel like if it was young Hugo and he never stopped looking like this, and I feel like it would have been fine. A glow down.
For wealth, fame, and power to stand at the top, so nothing and no one can imprison us. Isn't that what everyone desires? Or perhaps by faith, do you mean something asinine and empty, like justice, dreams, or friendship? Hilarious. Grow up, Lycon. It's time to let go of your naive fantasies of being some almighty savior.
You just don't get it.
All right, enough squabbling. What I'm trying to teach you is very simple. I may not walk the path of justice, but I do not walk the path of evil. There's too much injustice in this world, and there are times when it becomes necessary to right those wrongs with unconventional methods. Taking lives, however, is out of the question. Life is a precious gift, one that nobody has the right to steal. No one should have the authority to judge whether another lives or dies. Keep that in mind.
I will.
You don't seem convinced, Hugo.
As you mentioned, this world is unjust. That's why we must strive to bring fairness to this world. Those who cause harm should face consequences, just as those who take lives should. But not all lives hold the same value. Sometimes, you may need to eliminate one if it means saving more.
Hugo got that Garcher mindset.
You're too proud. Your pride may lead you astray.
I have my own path and beliefs, Jack. I'll determine for myself what's fair and unfair.
Hey, watch your mouth. If it weren't for Jack, you'd be dead already.
You're a smart kid, Hugo. Skilled too. You could easily take the life of a sinner. However, what if one day you found out you were wrong? What if that so-called sinner were innocent? Could you bring them back to life?
I wouldn't make that mistake.
Sounds like he's constantly doing a monologue in a play.
To err is human. Everyone is bound to make mistakes. It's good you are open with your thoughts. I just don't want your troubled past to weigh you down. Because your hatred doesn't define you. It only eats away at you.
Kind of seeing a theme here. With Anby's and Hugo. You okay?
What's wrong, Lycon? You've been quiet for a while now.
My apologies, Master Proxy. I was just reminded of some past memories. Before Hugo and I founded Mockingbird, we had a mentor, Jack. He took us under his wing when we were in dire straits, imparting his skills and life lessons. But Hugo didn't agree with his viewpoints. Perhaps our paths were always fated to diverge.
Okay, I'll admit. I've been itching to ask. Why'd you two split up?
Mockingbird, faced numerous triumphs, but also setbacks. And one of them was a disastrous one.
Hugo. You... Was this you? All this?
So what if it was?
Have you gone crazy? Have you been planning this all along? You'd bury all these lives
In the name of vengeance?
They deserve to die. Especially my so-called father. I should have killed him a long time ago. A really long time ago. You know what, Lycon? There's some people whose only purpose in life is to bring more suffering into this world. Sometimes murder is what brings justice back into this world. And for that, I must stain these hands in blood.
Enough! I can't trust anything you say anymore. I'm leaving Mockingbird, now!
Where are you going?
Anywhere. Someone from the Mayflowers got in touch with me before.
Are you mad? You know what those hypocrites in city administration are like. They're no different from tops. We fought them together all this time, and now you're leaving to serve as their lapdog. Are you going to turn your back on Mockingbird? Turn your back on me?
The mayor is different from the others. But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to even try convincing you. As your friend, I'll give you one last piece of advice. Please, stop here.
Hey, I think they're actually going somewhere with the Zenless Zone Zero this time. It's no longer Mickey Mouse's funhouse. The past couple updates has been.
Otherwise, the day will come where your hatred and ambition will consume you.
Even Anby's agent story was kind of monstrous.
Proxy that you had to hear such an unpleasant tale. Hugo came from a powerful family, and his relationship with them was always strained, especially with his own father. So much so that Hugo wanted to personally put an end to him. After shouldering a mountain of injustice, Hugo ran away from home. That's when Jack and I met him. And that setback that Mockingbird suffered turned out to be intimately connected to his family. I had thought it was just a normal mission, when in fact he was plotting revenge. He took advantage of me and everyone else there. I do not mean to pass judgment on him and his decision, but I refuse to accept a partner who is willing to trample over other people's lives for their own desires. Perhaps his family left a mark on him that continues to influence him to this day.
Holy shit, they gave Hugo everything. He's got mommy issues, he's got daddy issues.
In any case, Hugo still has the sacrifice core. We should contact the mayor to plan our next moves.
A pleasure to speak with you again. Lycon has already filled me in on Mockingbird stealing the sacrifice core. I'll deal with it.
Anything else we can do to help? I mean, we didn't manage to complete our mission.
No. You've done well. It's just not appropriate for you to get involved in what's to come.
The mayor of Townsville.
We've been through far more dangerous situations. Plus, we've dealt with Mr. Mockingbird before. So maybe we could help you.
Really, I appreciate your kindness. It's just... Very well. Seeing as you're all people I know I can trust, I'm going to be frank. Not long ago, I received a letter declaring criminal intent.
Oh no, this is very Phantom Thieves. What's happening?
Sir.
Lycon, I know you don't want to place them in danger. I feel the same way. However,
this is their MO.
They deserve to know the truth. That letter threatened to use a sacrifice to take vengeance against the entire city of New Eridu.
What do you mean by vengeance?
I believe the person, or the organization, who sent the letter is planning to use the sacrifice to mount a large-scale attack against the city.
What the?
Everything we've uncovered so far seems to support this hypothesis. analysis.
Things has escalated.
As you know, the sacrifice's true power is a mystery and cannot be controlled if anyone attempts to use it as a weapon. This is no small issue. If this gets out, it'll send the public into a panic. Please promise me you'll keep things confidential.
This mission, should you choose to accept it.
Then let us help out. We can do our part too.
But it's like I said before, it'll be too dangerous for you. Whichever way you look at it, you're still citizens of New Eridu, and as mayor, it's my duty to protect you. Plus, Carol would be furious with me if I put you in danger. If she were still around. Anyway, I'm not at liberty to discuss this matter anymore.
Carol is mama.
Please rest assured that we will handle things properly as the administrative authority of New Eridu.
That's right. Master Proxy, please trust us.
So that'll be all for today. Goodbye for now.
This is shaping up to be a pretty lengthy update. Is it? Where's Eos? He's benched. Why, says Bell, although the mayor and Lycon seems reluctant to let us get involved in this matter, we can investigate on our own. Why, says that's right. If the warning letter is true, this is a major issue concerning the safety of New Eridu. Sacrifice, Exaltists, Bringer. There may be a deeper secret behind all of this, and it could even be related to our teacher. No matter what, we can't just sit back and do nothing. But before that, let's find some time to discuss our tactics properly. But for now, let's call it a day. Feels like too much has happened. By the way, did you just notice that Yugo's Mockingbird disguise is just a mask? The mask is enough to conceal his entire identity. Why, it says, sounds a lot like a certain classic character's glasses. Enough jokes, let's take some time to rest. Alright. Bell, let's discuss how we're gonna investigate the Exaltists. We say, let's start by investigating Bringer. Why, says, yes, I agree. The Commissioner's hasty closure of the case is a bit suspicious. We should definitely find Juyuan and get more information first. I'll go investigate at PubSec, I guess. Why, says, I'll leave it to you then. Come back soon, I'll gather some information on the internet. Juyuan. Mi amor. That's not Eos. Is that Eos? Which number is Eos again? We're never gonna see Eos again. Also, the nice thing, that's 6. What number is Eos? Is Eos 7? Eos. 6 and 18, right. Eos is number 1. Where does Eos hang in? EOS 01, number 1.
Have to work overtime to finish this mission report.
Number 1, kids next door.
Have to work overtime to finish this mission report.
She said it again. You know, the nice thing that I really like about Zenless Zone Zero as well is that they're not afraid of shoving, like, they're not afraid of utilizing their characters.
You're here.
Juyuan and Qingyi's been like popping up randomly, like 4 straight events in a row. Juyuan says, "Oh, it's you. What can I do for you?" Hi, Juyuan. I wanted to ask about Bringer. Juyuan says, you saw the news, I'm sure. The commissioner closed the case citing personal misconduct. I already found it strange and wanted to investigate further, but there's been a lot of obstacles. It's as if there's a hidden force that doesn't want me to get involved in this matter any further. Sounds suspicious? Juyuan says, yes, but it could also be my sensitive position. As far as I know, after the case was closed, the items left by Inspector Bringer were all sent to Hollow Special Operations for processing. However, those items have already been screened within the Bureau, and there's nothing suspicious about them. If you're still worried, you can also go there later and ask. Also, my colleagues at PubSec, most of us have worked with Inspector Bringer to some extent, so they might know something. I would love to investigate with you, but I've been busy lately. There's an organ trafficking case recently, and some other odd missing person cases as well. That's related to Anby's agent story. That organ trafficking case. Anyways, we say, no worries, I'll investigate on my own first. Zhuyuan says, alright, just let me know if you have any questions. Wonder if, like, Zhuyuan's ever gonna, like, put the badge down one day and we're gonna get an alt. Where are we going? Oh. The weathered PubSec officer. The officer says, is there a problem, citizen? Do you know about Bringer? The officer says, wait, you're not a reporter, are you? I'm just a curious citizen, we say. Yeah, goes the PI. Zhuyuan goes rogue or just goes the PI route, yeah. That'd be interesting. She should just take, like, the entire team with her. Gonna turn into, like... Find out the PubSec is, like, completely corrupted and they just go, like... They just completely go the PI route. And then we get an alt of Zhuyuan. PI Zhuyuan alt. That'd be fun. The officer says, oh good. Bosses told us not to talk about Bringer. Probably worried about reporters being careless of what they write. I really don't know why he turned out this way. He used to be a good person. Many years ago, after he came out of a hollow, his entire personality shifted. I thought it was because he was injured in the hollow or had witnessed something terrible. But that operation was very successful. He rescued many citizens from the hollow and emerged completely unscathed. How strange. Do you have any other information? He asks. The officer says, I remember now. Seems like Bringer's had memory issues for a long time, always forgetting about stuff. Back then, we even suggested he keep a diary or something. Though I'm not sure if he ever listened to us. I don't know anything more than that. Rogue, thank you for your time. You can ask the security boo. And nah. The security boo says, hello citizen, is there anything I can help you with? Did you know Bringer, we ask? The security boo says, Mr. Bringer, I know. I once caught him in the bathroom secretly recording his to-do list for the next day with the tape recorder. Probably worried that he would forget otherwise. Is human memory really that short, or was it just Mr. Bringer? However, if there had been others in the bathroom at that time, Mr. Bringer probably wouldn't have done that. It's because I'm a bang boo that I happen to witness something like this. This one, peaceful public security officer. Yeah, their tie pisses me off. This NPC's cute though. The officer says, hello, how can I help you? Did you know Bringer? The officer says, you mean Inspector Bringer? Oh no, he's not Inspector anymore. I hate their ties, it's so goofy. It looks like... looks stupid. The officer says, I'm not very familiar with him, but I did help organize the things he left behind. Looking at it now, I guess they can be considered his estate. Is there anything special about them, we ask? The officer says, special? No. Just very ordinary things. However, I heard from other colleagues that Bringer had a notebook he never parted with. But I couldn't find his notebook and his belongings. It's probably lost somewhere. Anyway, everything has been sent to Hollow's Special Operations. I think it was Section 6. Maybe it's because the higher-ups suspect there's a mole in public security. After inquiring around, you gather a lot of information about Bringer. You shared this information with Zhuyuan and agreed to meet at Hollow's Special Operations. I would like to see Miyabi. Bell says, looks like I still need to check the items left by Bringer. I'll head to HSO now. We could just walk in there and ask. I mean, we're besties with everybody in. We could just literally just walk in government institutions. Sukaku! I can't talk to them. And Harumasa Masa. My friends.
Today's training.
Hey, girls' night. We're chill like that. Miyabi says you're here. Zhuyuan has already told me about the current situation. We already found all of Bringer's belongings. Nothing unusual so far. I heard he had some tape recordings and a notebook. Can we say both? Yanagi says there are indeed a few tapes. They're all here. Our colleagues have already listened to these tapes. They're just routine meeting minutes and similar recordings. Nothing out of the ordinary. Huh. After carefully inspecting the tapes, you find one that feels different from the rest. It seems a bit heavier. Yanagi asks, do you need to play these tapes again? Zhuyuan says, there shouldn't be any need for that. These recordings have already been reviewed by both Hollow Special Operations and PubSec, so there shouldn't be any issues. There might be something hidden inside, let's say. Miyabi says, indeed. The weight of this tape is different from the others. Let's take a closer look. Weight check. Wait. Harumasa Masa and Sukaku moved here. After carefully examining the special tape recording, you discover that there seems to be an encrypted message within. Yanagi says, I see. This must be the reason for its weight. But how can we decrypt it? I can try to crack it. Miyabi says, then we'll leave it to you. Let's do our job. Oh no, not the... Not Rhythm Heaven. It's not Rhythm Heaven at all. The Love Live. Yeah, we're gonna hack this thing. Starts playing a rhythm game. Miyabi says you did it as expected. Yanagi says looks like there's new content that can be played on the tape now. Harumasa Masa says that's interesting. I didn't know secret information could be hidden this way. Sukaku says what secret? Sukaku wants to know. Miyabi asks, Zhuyuan, are you nervous? pretending to do hacker stuff but just playing Sif instead. I mean, it could just be all in her head or something. She likes to imagine that she's playing Love Live. Zhuyuan says, I don't know, but I have a bad feeling about this. After all, he put so much effort into hiding it. There might really be an answer inside. Let's listen to it now. Zhuyuan says, you're right. No matter what, I have to face the truth.
All right, let's get started.
The cassette that Bringer left behind starts playing.
I'm probably not getting out of this hollow, but at least this tape recorder still works. Let's say these are my last words. I gave away my anti-corruption equipment to save those civilians, so I'm not in good shape.
What the hell?
Unfortunately, we came up against a horde of ethereals right after that. I rushed over to fight them off and tried to save the civilians, but...
Wait a fucking minute. Does that mean that the Bringer that has showed up in the story so far is not the real Bringer? There's some kind of skinwalker?
In the thick of all the fighting, I turned back and realized that I was somehow alone. Nobody was behind me. Luckily, I managed to defeat the ethereals, but the wounds and corruption I sustained in doing so should be fatal. I don't mean to cast the blame at all here, and if any of my colleagues ever pick up this cassette, I hope that nobody is ever held accountable. It's just human nature. It's normal. I I just have a few regrets.
Monkas?
Oh, what's that over there?
You hear a long, raspy, and creepy noise.
I've seen a miracle. Yes, that thing is right. So long as humanity is in constant conflict against the Hollows, we'll never be able to grasp true power. Only by embracing everything. It's the only way. Only by embracing this power can everyone survive. Oh, Creator, please grant me this!
Monkas? The room is left in complete silence as the cassette finishes playing. Jiyuan in particular looks crestfallen. Okay, so what was the thing? Are you okay, Jiyuan?
Okay, Jiyuan? Don't be so sad.
Thanks. I'm okay. It's just... Even though we had our suspicions, now that everything is out in the open, I can't help but feel a little... Well, at least now I know the reason why he changed.
What did Bringer see during the recording? Whatever it was, he called it a miracle.
You know that stupid ass meme that's been circulating in like Twitter? That's like grammatically incorrect. It was like thing that they found that would help save something and then it ends up corrupting them. That's what happened to Bringer.
Mission report from that incident. Bringer emerged from the Hollow unscathed, completely free from injury or corruption.
Yeah.
Plus, I remember him rescuing a few civilians and walking out of the Hollow together with them.
But if that's the case, then it's at odds with the audio we heard. Which one is the true version of events?
It's possible that both are true. Like if Bringer actually met a real god that completely healed his body and helped him save the others.
And that's why his mood changed so much. Why he started believing the Exaltists. Because he witnessed a miracle.
No fucking shot, this is just Dead Space again.
That sounds like a reasonable speculation at this point. But it still exceeds the limits of what we know.
In any case, it's a clue that ultimately points to the Exaltists. I'll keep pulling this thread and see where it leads.
No shot, we're going Dead Space? Bella says, I've never expected the investigation to lead to this, but what exactly are the Exaltists plotting? Regardless, time to head back to the video store and rest for a bit, then I'll think about the next steps. Girls' night is over. Can I talk to my friends before I go? I can only talk to Masa for some reason. Masa says, I really wonder what Bringer saw back then. Miyabi says, if I had known earlier, I could have asked him before drawing my sword. Masa says, haha, your sense of humor has improved, Chief. Yanagi says, everyone, I just spoke to Jiyuan, and the public security seems to be very busy lately. Masa says, are you talking about the cases tied to Tops? Anyway, it's not like they're our concern. Yanagi says, you know? Masa says, of course. Tops hasn't exactly been peaceful lately. Word is that PubSec's been pulling threads and found something that is connected to those illegal drugs I was tracking. The Mayflowers over at City Admin had been making moves too. In any case, these elites of New Eridu are starting to stir. It might be in for quite a show soon. Inagi says, what I mean is, if public security is too busy, some Hollow-related cases will be transferred to us. Oh! Masa says, huh? Uh-oh, he doesn't like work. Needs to actually catch up to the story. I think it's been picking up. When did it pick up? Last update, this update. I feel like they're kind of like trying to start on a new slate after the events of 1.4, which was the update where Miyabi dropped. Miyabi and Harumasa dropped. That's the point where they've started, where it looks like they're trying to start off on a new slate, on a new plate. Slate. Fucking up my words here. But, yeah, I feel like up to that point, I feel like all of the story so far has been, like, super disjointed. Bell sucks at parking. Over the line? She doesn't give a shit. Oh, Vivian's here.
I've been waiting for you for quite some time.
Hi, Vivian. Kiss emoji.
We meet again, Master Proxy. I imagine you've already managed to gain some info from the conspirators.
That is definitely realism. I'm not crazy. I have a discerning ear.
About some people who wish to use sacrifice to launch an attack on New Eridu.
How do you even know about that? I only just found out myself.
Because I've been watching you this entire time.
Huh?
I know many things. But unlike those hypocrites, I'm willing to share info with you to show my sincere hopes of working together.
I feel like she just pops behind people out of the blue. She is. She is like that.
I need to find Bringer's belongings.
Bringer's belongings. Did he even leave anything behind?
Oh, he did. I have complete confidence in my intelligence network. All the more reason for you to work with me. You've probably already guessed, but what Bringer left behind will be crucial for cracking the alleged sacrifice attack. Find it, and we'll finally know what they are after.
I love how breathy she sounds. She's so creepy. She's given stalker vibes.
Who do you mean by they?
The Exaltists, of course. They're always lurking whenever something related to sacrifice comes up.
Ruh-roh, yeah, this is Dead Space, dude. This is Dead Space, dude. Her breathy voice, yeah, it's a signature by her voice actor. If I'm right about her voice actor, it's a signature by her voice actor. Her signature voice. I actually kind of like it.
Actually, the Exaltists and I, we have a bit of shared history.
It's super distinct.
But no more than that until you officially agree to work with me.
Okay, salute emoji.
All right, I agree then.
Salute emoji.
Splendid. I like people who don't mess around. By the way, might I ask, you're not proficient at in-hollow combat, are you?
Please say no.
Well, that's not really what proxies do.
I don't want a playable proxy siblings.
As I expected. Not to worry. You're an invaluable proxy. All I require is for you to guide me. I mean, not even my darling Lord Phaethon can fight in the hollows.
Oh no. Yeah. She's our #1 fan.
Hang on. What did you just say? Your darling Lord Phaethon?
Does she know?
That's right.
Oh.
The best proxy in all of New Eridu. Lord Phaethon.
Oh no. Is she gonna know by the end of this? She's definitely the type that watches it in her sleep, or when she finds out.
Don't tell me you don't like him.
Him? Excuse you. Can we say this?
You're probably not going to believe this, but I'm actually Phaethon.
You're an outstanding proxy, true. But Lord Phaethon's a cut above. No one could ever replace Lord Phaethon.
Phaethon-sama. I'm literally the guy in the picture.
But I know how you feel. You're actually one of Lord Phaethon's fans too, aren't you? So he's your biggest role model in life and you hope to become just like him, right?
We're about to show her.
How should I put this? I'm not really a fan of Phaethon.
Because we are Phaethon.
I get it. You're ashamed. Because you love him so much. I went through a phase like that once. But it's okay to be brave and admit your love.
Oh my god, she's got problems. She's gonna kill us.
Relax. I'm with you as you make your journey, fellow fan.
After inexplicably joining Vivian's informal fan club, you listen to her go on about her love of Lord Phaethon for nearly an hour. Oh.
Oh my. Once I start talking about Lord Phaethon, I just can't help myself. Look at the time.
What if she finds out that Phaethon is also 2 parts of a sibling and one of them is a girl?
I suppose that's all for today then. I'll be in touch with more news.
Vivian says, I was so caught up chatting with a fellow fan that I almost forgot why I'm here. Vivian says, I found out where the remainder of Bringer's belongings ended up in. They should be hidden in a hollow in the outer ring. She'll course correct. I love the way you put it. Vivian says, I'll need to make some preparations. Let's meet up in Blazewood later. Don't worry, I'll protect you, Proxy. I won't let you get hurt. Speaking of, how did you know that we were proxies? Vivian says, because I gathered the information from my intelligence network, of course. Okay. Yugo. She is affiliated with Yugo. I may look this way, but I've got a pretty impressive job and I know many secrets. Well, since we've agreed to work together, what's the deal with you and the Exaltists? Vivian says, I must foil the Exaltist schemes, whatever they're planning. I'll stop them. This time I absolutely cannot... Look, just think of it as my personal beef with the Exaltists. Whatever the case, we're on the same side here. It's getting late, I need to go back and make some preparations. See you in Blazewood. Vivian leaves in a hurry. She seems rather reluctant to discuss her relationship with the Exaltists in detail. Okay. Y says, Belle, are you sure you want to head straight into the hollow? Maybe we can use the old method and connect to Eos instead. That would be the safer option. What I'm saying! Y says, but if we connect to Eos, Vivian might recognize this. After all, she's our fan. Does she only show up at night? You know what? I'm not sure. Yugo and Vivian has showed up in the morning. I guess they could be just LARPers. Vampire LARPers. Don't worry, I have you with me. Y says, if you insist, Belle, alright then, but if anything happens, make sure you stay safe. Yeah, they're frauds. Vampire frauds. Y says, even though we can't stay in touch at any time, I still worry. I'll get myself out if anything happens. Vivian will protect me. Y says, I will protect you too. If anything happens, I'll get back up for you immediately. Y says, alright, let's take a break for now and wait for Vivian to contact us. Nice, we get to hang out with Vivian this time. After some time, a message from Vivian arrives. Time to head to Blazewood and meet her. See, look, we're gonna be out in the morning here. Yeah. Wait, in Blazewood? She's in her, like, gothic Lolita outfit, and she's out here in fucking Texas. Wait. What? What are they doing here? Huh? What's this? That's Ambi Oomph. It's red. What the hell is this?
Proxy, you're here too.
I didn't expect to run into you here.
What are you two doing here? And is that a new look I see, Ambi?
Wait, what the hell is the order of the agent story and the main story?
I'm here to investigate that incident.
You recall the incident you experienced with Anby and Trigger? The relevant details have been recorded as tapes and logged into the video archive. If you have the time, you should go and refresh your memories with them. This game is operating that we've done Trigger's agent story. Yeah, both. Ambi and Trigger's agent story.
I've recently dug up some clues about the person behind the operation, but my key contact is ultra cautious and keeps demanding me to prove my identity. So, to gain her trust, I decided to meet her dressed like this. Now that everything is completely finished, this uniform doesn't really represent anything in particular. For me, it's just another outfit now. We all have to move on someday.
I'm helping her. I want to make sure whoever's behind all this is caught.
She's saying all that so that they could sell. She's saying all that so they could sell her. She feels bald without her headphones. I know, right? The bald Danby.
And who's this young lady?
Her name's Vivian. She's my friend. We're here investigating a few things ourselves.
Anby, one of the Cunning Hare's most powerful members. And Trigger, an Opal Squad sniper. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
You know us?
Looks like someone's done our homework. Is it because of the proxy?
Nope, that's all her.
You two are practically celebrities. And because of my work, I've got loads of info when it comes to anyone with a name around New Eridu.
I see. Seems you're handling your work well.
Let's prepare to enter the Hollow. Unless you have any further questions, we'll be taking our leave now.
You're going into a hollow? Proxy, you plan on going in like that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I've recovered quite a bit lately, so I don't need any protective equipment in the hollows.
No! You shoot a wink at Ambi and Trigger, who both notice your signal and don't ask any more questions. Right at that moment, a rather familiar-looking lady appears. Bring back Yos! I miss Yos.
Aren't you that lady from before at the auction?
Hello. I didn't expect to see you again, young lady.
What the hell? Why's she crying? What? What was that about?
Vivian, are you alright? You look depressed. What's wrong, Vivian? Are you feeling okay?
It's nothing. I just drifted off for a moment there. So then, what are you doing here?
Don't worry. I'm not here to scam you. I'm waiting to meet someone.
Sounds familiar.
Don't tell me. You're my contact for intel?
That's me. Anby from Silver Squad, I presume? Pleasure to meet you. All right. I'm going to exchange some information with Miss Amby here. So if you'll excuse me.
Sienna steps to the side with Anby as they discuss something. Meanwhile, you look at Vivian with some concern. Why was she crying?
Looking so good. Everything okay?
I can tell you later, but not right now.
She's an empath.
Okay, that's all the information I got for you. In return, I want you to do something for me. Take me into the Hollow. I left something very valuable inside. I have to find it.
She's not supposed to be some kind of like con artist?
Seeing as we were just about to go in ourselves, why not join us?
It's fine by me. But didn't you say you were investigating something?
It's a party.
It's fine. There's no rush. Right, Master Proxy.
Huh? Yeah. There really is no rush. Sure, let's all go together.
It'll be safer with more people, and we'll find your missing item more quickly.
Thank you.
Can I play as Vivian? Let me play as Vivian. An ambient trigger. It's really funny to see Vivian here in Texas. She's in her like gothic Lolita outfit, classic gothic Lolita outfit, and she's just like hanging out in Texas. Hot ass Texas with the tumbleweed right behind her. That's dedication. Why'd you suddenly decide to help Sienna? I thought you didn't like her. Vivian says, Proxy, do you believe in fate? I believe what you said before about the chosen one, yeah. Vivian says, you still remember that. That was something about, that was about something else. Proxy, I actually... No, it's nothing. Let's hurry and head into the hollow. Yeah, at least let her have her parasol. Yeah, you should have kept her parasol, unless it's like her, like, weapon. That would have been nice to keep in, like, when she's just hanging out. Whoa, wait, she's just running around with us. Is this gonna be the normal now? Wait, this is kind of cool. Love that little spin she does. Wait, do it again. Do it. Do a spin for me. There. Oh, there. She has to be running. That's cute. Cute. No more TV stuff. They've completely gotten rid of it. I was playing my alt accounts, even in like, even during like the chapter 0 or whatever chapter it was with the cunning hairs, they have completely removed it. I think there's a toggle somewhere where you could turn it on.
Field was just another scene in a movie.
But they have completely... Cute. Idol's cute. They've completely removed it. We're just running around now.
I'll take point. Adjusting for wind.
I'm on it.
Where are you shooting at?
Recalibrating.
Up, down. Focus up.
Now or never.
Look at Vivian go. She's bullying the shit out of those two. Oh, it's the one guy that's still alive.
Now it's my turn to ask questions. What exactly is it that you're investigating?
How does she use her, like, the...
You're familiar with the name Silver, then you should know that it shouldn't exist anymore.
Cute. Cute. You thought it was quirky and cute, especially the puzzles?
To do with it.
Wasn't a fan of it, honestly. I was kind of sleeper. I mean, I like that they got creative with it, but it was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. Especially when you had it, like, involved in your weeklies. The TV navigation shenanigans with a weekly... with that weekly game mode. It was kinda ass. But yeah, even back then...
Focus up.
The reception for the TV navigation has always been bad. Notoriously bad.
Light him up.
The melody of combat. My bullets are one with the wind.
Right on cue.
Fire support ready. Quick shot.
Light him up. Right on cue.
The target's weary.
Ready to serve. Resolve.
You're in sight.
Excellent. Let's use that fissure to head to the next location.
This would be really cool if they could implement some kind of, like, companion from when we were running around in hollows. They should make this a thing. Big fan of this. They should make it like a full party. Make us run around with like 3 people. Then it's just gonna turn into like Xenoblade Chronicles. Xenoblade Chronicles are like trail series.
This is the place.
So, what is it that you're looking for?
Oh yeah, and maybe... Yeah, co-op hollow stuff would be really fun too. Which will kind of like... How the hell did they make it work with like... defensive assists and stuff? That'd be kind of weird. Because they would have to completely get rid of defensive assists, quick assists, and... chain attacks. If they did like hollow, if they did like co-op, they would have to somehow get rid of it, which is kind of weird. It's kind of like a central feature into in combat, right? Just wondering.
A ring. I was excavating ether here before and accidentally lost it somewhere. Please, could you all help me find it? It has to be somewhere among all this stuff here.
Sure, I'll start looking.
I'll go with you.
I'll stay here with her then.
Thanks, but you don't have to worry about me. Go ahead and accompany the others. I'm sure it'll be faster that way. And sorry for wasting your time like this.
Just thinking you keep it as separate scenes. That'd be nice, but I feel like... Yeah, that'd be nice. Ideally, they get like separate teams for you. But then would we be doing too much damage? Who knows? It'd still be a nice thing to have. Or tag in, tag out with your companions. That's the best. That'd be the best.
I know it might sound strange, but I'll be so happy if my daughter grows up to be capable like you.
Sienna says, do you remember the legendary artist mentioned by the host during the previous auction? Unrecognized during his lifetime, his works were discovered by art collectors after his death became hugely popular. Sounds like quite the nice story, right? In reality, these art collectors are to blame for his death. These pompous big shots discovered his talent and even wanted him to craft forgeries of his famous works. Someone as proud as him would never agree to such a thing. Not only did he refuse, he also wanted to expose their schemes. Oh shit, he got killed? Never mind. Oh yeah, He got killed. Some days later, he suddenly took his own life. I knew him. He would never do something like that. Those big shots silenced him. Vivian says, how do you know all of this? Sienna says, because that legendary artist was my husband, Mira's father. So she wasn't actually lying then. My condolences. Sienna says, thank you, but I might not need it anymore. So who exactly are those big shots you're talking about? Sienna says, given the circumstances, it's fine to tell you. It's the Ravenlock family. Oh! Sienna says, the matter I just discussed with that Miss Anby is also related to them. Vivian says, the collectible you asked me to bid on earlier, I should probably return it to you. Sienna says, don't worry about it. But isn't it your husband's final work? Sienna says, it's fine. Our bond doesn't need to be anchored to any object. I don't need these works to remember him. It's much better off in your hands than someone like Hartman's. Vivian says, Proxy, may I speak with Miss Sienna alone for a moment? Sure. Vivian and Sienna step aside and discuss something in private. This is not... Sienna says, alright. Regarding the matter of finding the ring, I'm entrusting it to you. It's my wedding ring. I would be extremely grateful to you. Oh, I guess they're done talking. Look here, it's so weird. We're running around as Belle in Hollows. You find some food left in the hollow for unknown reasons. Clearly, there's no sign of the ring Sienna is looking for among these items. Vivian says, Proxy, if you're hungry, I've brought some food with me. I really look like I want to eat those leftovers? What do you... Vivian says, you actually do. Just a little bit.
There's leftover food here. I don't want to imagine what's inside the bag.
Do we look like bums to you?
Neither do I.
It's gonna be really funny when Vivian finds out. Hope they toggle EOS and proxy in the next patch. That's gonna be hard to... This is in Honkai Star Rail, I know, right? We don't have to be... I miss EOS, bring back EOS. You find a plush toy after squeezing and kneading it thoroughly, you realize it doesn't have what you're looking for. No one would hide a ring inside the stuffing of a plush toy, right? Vivian says, don't worry, there's nothing inside. I've already gone through it.
A toy that seems emotionally stable. There shouldn't be a ring hidden in it.
Wait, why would the toy need to be emotionally stable? What's that noise?
It's pretty cute.
It's pretty cute. What's that? You find a lunchbox. After bracing yourself, you crack it open and peek inside. Whether lucky or unlucky, the box is empty. Vivian says no one would put a ring in a lunchbox, it would spoil the taste. Is that the main concern?
It's a fancy lunchbox?
I wonder if its owner is safe and sound.
Find some scattered oil barrels. After careful searching, you find nothing resembling the ring inside them. Does Sienna actually want to find this so-called ring? Vivian asks. What do you mean? Vivian says she said she's looking for the wedding ring, but she also said she doesn't need any objects to remember her husband. You've been searching here for so long and found nothing at all. Maybe the ring never existed in the first place. It was just an excuse. Let's go back. Yeah, it's just like... What?
What's wrong, Vivian? You've seemed worried for a while now.
Leave it to me, Anne. Recalibrating.
But I'm worried about Sienna.
The location should still be safe.
I hope so.
Pew, 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 pew. We could just do this forever.
Time to focus.
Oh, she's dead. What the hell? She's laid out like Peter Family Guy. What the hell? By the time you return, you discover Sienna with her eyes closed peacefully.
Her vital signs are gone.
What the hell just happened? Your Family Guy death.
What happened?
What the hell happened here?
I guess this was her final scam.
Yeah, wasn't she a con artist? Like, what was this about?
There's one thing I must remind you. Your time is running out.
I'm not sure how you can tell, but you're right. I'm going to die in here. That's my plan.
What the hell is happening, dude?
I'm very sick and don't have much longer. If I try to get treatment, it'll just be a burden on my daughter. So I scam my way through a bunch of physical exams and managed to take out a hollow corruption policy through Ravenlock Insurance.
Oh, very smart.
Once some time has passed, could you please take my corrupted body out of the hollow? That will secure a generous compensation package for my daughter. It's only what the Ravenlocks owe me. A pity, yes. But it's the only way I can squeeze it out of them.
What makes you think that will help you?
I just trust you will. I'm just awfully sorry you had to get involved in this. But it's something I must do. I have to leave something behind for my girl. I have to give her a chance at life.
That poor child, what the hell?
If it's okay, could you also please pass a message to Mira for me?
Lost her mom, lost her dad?
Tell her, don't worry. Even if Mommy's body is corrupted, withers away, and turns to dust, my love for you will always be there. Thank you. You're a good kid.
After saying this, Vivian falls silent for a moment.
She was betting that we'd help her.
So, you were aware of this the whole time?
Yes. Because I saw it.
Is that her power? She could see, like, the corruption? Vivian falls silent for a moment as if recalling the memory of back when she shed tears in front of Sienna. Or... what?
You might not believe me,
Oh,
but I've had this ability
Future
to
sight.
see the future since I was a little girl. But the things I see are always something bad. Plagues, deaths, disasters.
no shot, she's...
That's all I've ever been able to see.
It's all that kid's fault!
She's seriously jinxed.
I always try to avoid her. Otherwise, she'll say something rotten that ends up coming true.
No wonder she's goth. Goth girls wishes they were this goth.
Prophecies, she says. Like she's not the one bringing the bad luck upon us.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What good is saying you're sorry? Things like this keep happening every time you open your mouth!
How unlucky. She shouldn't be here. Nobody wants her around.
If only she would just disappear.
I just wanted to warn you all. I'm sorry.
After recounting the stories of her past, Vivian stays silent for a long time as if struggling to break free from the shackles of those dark memories.
Every time. Every time it's the same.
What were we here for again? We were looking for Bringer's belongings, right?
In the end, there's nothing I can change.
Just a little bit of a... she's Frau adjacent.
Sometimes I even
I miss
wonder
Frau.
whether it's me predicting these things. Or if my very existence is manifesting these calamities.
Vivian, It's not your fault.
Well, damn, we hit her with that. It's not your fault.
You were just trying to be kind and warn them about impending disasters.
I can tell it's never been easy for you.
Thank you. No matter what. I just hope she finally gets to rest in peace. I hope no misfortune, whether I foresee it or not, ever happens to anyone.
Hey, she should do Vivian lied about her story to make people feel bad for her. Vivian should do something with her future site with the proxies. That'd be cool. She should something that would be cool that they could try and do is like make Vivian see some kind of like future site about the proxy, something bad's gonna happen to them, and then we try to prevent it or something. That'd be a cool storyline. And then we're gonna actually turn into Xenoblade Chronicles. Trigger says, so Miss Vivian, do you always cry when you have a prophecy? Vivian says yes. Every time a prophecy appears, I can't help but shed tears. I used to wonder if I could just hold back my tears, then maybe these bad things wouldn't happen. She's just laid out on the ground still. Vivian says, but I just can't do it no matter how hard I try, I just can't. Anby says, you're being too hard on yourself. Vivian falls silent for a moment, seemingly unwilling to continue the topic. Vivian says, Sienna said that the compensation from the Ravenlock family's Hollow Corporation corruption insurance is enough to settle her daughter with Mira for life. Though it's hard to imagine the notoriously stingy Hartman engaging in such a money-losing business. Maybe he wants to improve his reputation. Vivian says, yeah, I think so too. Actually, there has been rumors that the Ravenlock family had fallen out of favor with Tops for a while now. That's why they're becoming so desperate, afraid of being abandoned by the mighty Tops. Sienna is actually a skilled intelligence broker. She retired from the business a while ago. Anby says, I see. No wonder she was able to gather classified information. Vivian says she said she tried many ways, but everything was useless against the untouchable Ravenlock family. She still couldn't avenge her lover. Trigger says, but I believe everything she did was meaningful. The same goes for you, Miss Vivian. Anby says, everyone, it seems there are ethereals nearby. It's not safe to linger. Let's keep moving forward. Let's actually get to the task at hand.
Roxy, do you believe that the future can be changed?
Yes.
Whoa, that's kind of an out-of-the-blue question. Let me think. I think it can.
Is that so?
We completely forgot. What is Anby and Trigger doing here again?
This has happened countless times already.
Adjusting for wind.
Why can I only see these misfortunes? Why can't I even have a sliver of happiness?
Focus up.
Don't worry, Vivian.
Keep up the...
We will change the future.
Target locked.
Light him off.
Time to...
Focus up. Off balance. Don't mind the
mercy.
Roxy, the fissure that we're looking for is up ahead.
I have a feeling that the proxies and Vivian might have the same kind of power.
Despite a bad ending, once the camera stops rolling, no one's real.
Vivian, in a way, if the game that I'm thinking, because they've mentioned that, Trail series has always been an inspiration for Hoyo games. If I see that where they're going with this, I think the proxies and Vivian might have the same power.
Time to focus, fist
I have a feeling.
Will reach its mark.
They've kind of been implying at like the proxies' inherent powers with their eye implants.
Melody of combat.
I have a feeling it's also like future sight.
They won't back down. It's time.
But I'm expecting it in a way that Proxy is gonna be able to predict the future.
Retreat to advance.
Through like, or get the future sight through some kind of like, I don't know, crazy calculations or something.
The target's weary. Target locked.
That's a concept I've seen like many times before.
Now you pay. I think it's about time.
We should take that lady out of the hollow. You guys go on.
Thank you.
She gave us the intel we needed, so this is the least we could do. I hope everything else goes well for you.
Trigger and Ambi leave. What they're doing here again? I completely forgot.
Master Proxy, is there anything you'd like to know? You can just ask.
Let's wait until you feel comfortable about telling me.
I'm curious about your story, Vivian. But we can talk more once you feel ready. Don't worry, I can wait.
You're the first person to ever say that to me. I'd be happy to share my story with you. These premonitions I see are not within my control, and they always come to me in a flash, like a flood of images in my mind. Most of the time, I see death, disease, accidents, and disasters. Of course, there are also some non-fatal mutilations.
Damn, that's crazy.
But every time, without exception, they end up happening. And I can never prevent or change them.
No way. We're gonna cross like Xenoblade Chronicles.
That's all I have to say about it. If that offends Master Proxy and you don't want to hang out with me anymore, then I can understand.
Why would I be offended? That's just who you are, Vivian. Besides, we're friends.
I've always considered this ability as a curse.
It's not a curse. If anything, I think you've been given a gift.
Thank you. Really. Well, it's getting late. Bringer's belongings ought to be around here somewhere. Let's take a closer look.
Wait, we don't have Anby anymore. That's okay, Vivian can protect us. Vivian says, found it, the vending machine. Bringer's belongings are probably stashed away in there. Why the vending machine? Vivian says, that's the intelligence I got. Yeah, Anby literally just pieced out. Like that one gif. Vivian says, maybe Bringer thought this was a good spot. Anyway, let's look around first. We search the vending machine up and down, but find nothing.
Looks like it isn't in here.
Looks like your intel is shit. Whoops. Oh, there's other vending machines. Vivian says this should be the one. Bringer's belonging. What could they be? You search the vending machine in front of you thoroughly, and still nothing.
Strange. There's nothing in here.
actually lied to keep this holo date. Okay, what's that? We're on a date. There's more vending machines. Vivian says, Proxy, I have a feeling Bringer's belongings are definitely inside this vending machine in front of us. Vivian's gonna be right eventually. Is this your prophecy? Third time's the charm, Vivian says. No, I've never predicted anything good. Anyway, let's search it thoroughly. You carefully search the vending machine and still find nothing. Just as you are about to give up, you kick the vending machine by accident. Where a jink would normally roll out, a worn-out notebook appears instead. Vivian says, wow, Master Proxy, so this is how it's done? Your league's ahead of professional intelligence brokers. Which is by a happy accident. What the hell is Hugo doing here? What's Hugo doing here? What the hell?
This is it. This notebook is what Bringer left behind. But I don't know what these markings on it mean.
Being a whack-ass Michael Jackson. You and Vivian flip through Bringer's notebook together, ignoring the surrounding danger for some time, until the shriek of an ethereal suddenly rings out nearby. However, a moment later, a strange yet familiar figure materializes to block the ethereal, disposing of it with ease.
Well, hello, Master Proxy. It's been a while.
Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, don't give me that scandalized look. I did just save your lives.
I would have protected the Proxy even if you hadn't appeared.
I'm sure of it, but I happen to be in the area. Worry not, dear companion. I have complete confidence in your strength.
Hang on, did you say companion? So you two know each other?
They like siblings?
Apologies. I didn't have a chance to mention it before.
Yeah, they're siblings.
I'm actually part of the Phantom Thief Syndicate.
Or not.
Mockingbird.
That's right. I was only able to slip in during the auction thanks to some help from Vivian backstage.
So, the whole time, you were only bidding on the collection so you could get backstage and mess with things?
I warned you before. You can't rely on appearances.
Don't worry, Master Proxy. We don't have any ulterior motives here. As you've probably heard, Mockingbird is a renowned Phantom Thieves syndicate in New Eridu that, despite its longevity, has managed to maintain the secrecy of its members' identities to this day. So, disclosing our identities to you is essentially the highest sign of good faith that a Mockingbird Phantom Thief can show.
Holy shit, this is just like Persona 5. Kind of makes sense.
That sorta makes sense.
Your trust is most appreciated. Mockingbird's purpose is very simple, really. To form long-standing and cooperative relationships with outstanding proxies like yourself.
We need your abilities.
There's a joke that could be made here. If Vivian was designed specifically for those self-insert. You know how she was obsessed with the Lord Phaethon being like being he, him? Specifically designed for. And now we're getting Phantom Thieves, Persona 5. Specifically designed for all the Jamals of Jamal players of Zenless Zone 0.
Before you make any decisions, please allow me to briefly explain the concept behind the Mockingbird Syndicate. We all know there isn't anything in this world that's fair. A prime example being the uneven distribution of wealth. People from tops splurge on luxurious collectibles, while the poor have to gamble with their own lives just to get by. Of course, besides wealth, there's also an unequal distribution in this world of happiness and suffering, hope and despair, love and hate. It's all just so unfair. Somebody has to do something to tilt the balance of the scales. And thus Mockingbird was born. We take from those who have far more than they deserve and give it to those who deserve to have more. If you ask me, that's enough to be considered a form of justice.
I agree.
You do have a point. I can agree with that.
Thank you. I knew if anyone...
You can disagree?
...understand. However, aside from these philosophical considerations, we also have a crisis on our hands to deal with. As you know, the Exaltists are plotting to use the power of sacrifice to launch an attack on all of New Eridu. We can provide you with all the latest intel, just like that notebook you found. Something those pompous housekeepers would never be willing to do. And the most crucial part of this whole game, the sacrifice core, is currently in my possession. I think that makes this a highly competitive deal.
Don't talk about my housekeepers like that. But I mean, like... Unfortunately for Lycon, they are extremely fallen behind.
We share the same goal for the moment. Stopping the impending disaster from playing
It's okay, it's okay. Goals will be aligned eventually.
I need some time to think about it.
Essentially, their goals are aligned.
How about this? If you still have misgivings about our upcoming cooperation, then why don't you bring Lycon along with you?
As long as you two don't fucking fight.
He's got the support of the mayor's office behind him, and his presence alone is enough to keep me in check. That would put you more at ease, right?
Wait, so why did he still need us? We are the master proxy after all.
Of course, you're welcome to bring some other friends along, provided they aren't from public security or HSO.
If those are the terms, you've got a deal.
Well, if you're willing to let my friends come along, then you've got a deal.
Can we bring Cunning Hairs?
Great. It's a deal. By the way, Proxy, this is for you.
Huh? A fancy collectible? A collectible gifted by Vivian. It looks like an expensive and exquisite piece of art, but it seems hollow inside. Might that mess with its value? What's this about?
Consider it a souvenir commemorating our first time working together.
For now, we'll carefully look through the contents of that notebook. I'll contact you if anything comes up.
He confiscated his... Yeah, it's a bug. It's definitely a bug. Come on. Come on, Belle. It's obviously a bug. After leaving the Hollow, Hugo and the others returned to the video store. What the hell, where Hugo? Oh, come on, you're no amateur. He's so tall. Vivian says, since you're already at the video store, should we ask Master Proxy to recommend some films? Hugo says, my apologies, everyone, but I need to take my leave and go take care of my art gallery now. Belle says, so you actually own a gallery? Hugo says, I also need a convenient social identity for various reasons. The title of gallery owner works quite well. Vivian says, alright. Oh yeah, the solo sleeve? It's so annoying. They love to do it though. Just wear the jacket normally. And then there's Eve who just has the jacket on and she doesn't have neither sleeves. Vivian says, alright, I'll stay with Master Proxy for a while longer. But Hugo, you've been oddly busy lately. You're not hiding something from me, are you? Hugo says, well, shortly before... Whoa. Flashback. Why he kinda cheeked up? They gave him some cheeks. Bit of cheeks. That is some crazy pants that's just like hugging your ass tightly like that. But I mean, that's par for the course, I guess. His name's Casey. Well, if it isn't our dear collector, Mr. Hugo, long time no see. Hugo says, I assume you finished the task they asked you to do, yes? Yeah, it's like vacuum sealed, but I guess that's normal. Also talking about Eve, the way she's built like that. Designed like that. Casey says, done as promised. I've already found buyers for the goods you gave me. No shortage of big names among them. Of course, I've also recommended your gallery to them as instructed and spread the word about it in the circle. But getting rid of all this exquisite stuff so suddenly, you're not in trouble, are you? If you have funding issues, I'm also your guy. I've got a friend who offers loan services. Yuko says, thank you for your concerns, but my cash flow is very healthy, and I have more than just you as my middleman. In essence, I'm just looking to boost my gallery's reputation in the scene. Casey says, I see. Those rare pieces in your collection definitely caught a few eyes. I'm sure they're all looking forward to collaborating with you. Hugo says, thank you for your kind words. Alright, it's getting late. I should head off now. See you next time. Hugo says, now time to find that guy. I remember him mentioning that he would dress up in something more presentable this time. Whomst. A well-dressed informant. Get me out of here. I don't want to play as Hugo. Well-dressed? Does that guy look well-dressed? Serious, man. There's only 3 of them. Who's well-dressed? Is this guy well-dressed? He looks very casual. This guy is very well-dressed. This idle man is very well-dressed. Is this the guy? Would have been funny. Hugo says, when the musician's 3rd string breaks, the gatekeeper whispers to me, in which hand hides the coin for the underworld ferryman? The serious man says, the left hand holds death, the right hand holds deception. But the raven has already flown away with the answer. The man says, I can't get over the embarrassment every time I say this. Hugo says, it's quite poetic, isn't it? He's a chuny. The serious man says, the meeting with Hartman has been scheduled. He'll be waiting for you in that same private suite. Or should I say, waiting for Hugo, the renowned collector and gallery owner. Hugo says, thanks, I knew I could count on you. The man says, still, I have to ask, you're not looking to make the Ravenlocks your enemy, are you? Hugo says, and if I say I am? The man says, not like I can stop you anyway. You already caused the scene over at the auction, that robe of hero stunt. I can't believe you came up with that. The man says, Hartman's been on the move lately. That organ trafficking case from before is linked to him too. I also heard that they're dropping big money on some kind of drug research. The Ravenlocks have always been a bunch of cold-blooded bastards, doing all kinds of messed up things that make your blood boil, and swept everything under the rug with money and power, leaving the victims with no justice. But Hartman, he's the worst of the bunch. Rumor says that he personally took out the previous heir and clawed his way to the throne. Hugo says, I know, relax. I don't plan on clashing with him at head-on. The man says, you'd better not. I don't want to witness Mockingbird's folly of trying to crack a stone with an egg. Hugo says, I prefer to see it as more of a gambit. The man says, I can never win an argument against you anyway. Don't forget, the Ravenlocks family's in bed with those exaltist lunatics. Who knows what awful scheme they've been cooking up lately. In any case, as your old friend, I sincerely wish you all the best. By the way, how is Lycon doing lately? I haven't seen him in a while. The man says, what? I know you two split up, but it's been years. Are you still not over it? Hugo says, don't know. Don't care. If there's nothing else, I'll get going now. The man says, alright, fine, good luck. The students nearby seems to be having an intense discussion, and you hear a familiar name. The excited student says, so that Mockingbird Phantom Thief syndicate only looks flashy, but hasn't actually accomplished anything, right? Tops remain unshakable, and those big families are just a step away from getting total control. It's possible that even the mayor can't keep them in check. The doubting student says, but doesn't the mere existence of the Mockingbird serve as some kind of warning? Every time they release a crime warning letter, fear erupts among those evildoers. The excited student says, really? But what can they actually change? In the end, it's probably just a game. So the big shots, Mockingbird is like a fly. Annoying, but not deadly, so they just let it be. The calm student says, so what do you think should actually happen then? The excited student says, if you ask me, you have to dismantle everything from within if you truly want change. The excited student says, without power or influence, it's all futile. The first step should be accumulating resources by any means necessary, and if possible, joining Tops. After all, to establish a new order, the old one must be demolished, just like how creation requires destruction. The calm student says, that sounds exactly like something a villain would say. Boo, she just want to turn into like a corpo dog. Dismantle the whole thing. The doubting student says, if it's really possible to join Tops, many would defect immediately. The calm student says, true, but who would turn down the money? It's almost time for the meeting with Hartman. Time to go. These kids suck. What the hell? Hugo was busy as hell in this flashback. I thought it'd only take like a couple minutes. The arrogant man says, you the one who has business with Master Hartman? Hugo says, correct. The man says, Master Hartman's time is extremely valuable, and he has graced you with his meeting and amid his busy schedule. I sincerely hope you bring something substantial to the family. Hugo says, worry not. I stand here precisely because I have enough leverage. The man says, you had better. He has the same braid as Eve.
Will you work with me?
He does.
Not bad. Let me be honest.
Takiyanagi also has it.
I have the sacrifice core that you're after. I am Mockingbird.
So it's you. I never thought you'd be so bold as to come see me alone.
Relax, my friend. As you know, if I can sneak into such a heavily guarded auction, then naturally, I can just as easily slip away right now. I'm here with the sincere intention to seek cooperation. I can give you that sacrifice core.
And what do you want in return?
Wealth, glory, power. The things everyone else in the world wants, I want them too. And I'm confident that as the current heir to the Ravenlock family, those are all things you can give me.
Then you've certainly come to the right place. My family is working on a big project. If things come to fruition, Ravenlock's status in Tops will significantly improve. At which point, I'll be sure to leave a spot for you. Naturally, as an outsider, you're precluded from handling any of our core business. But profits from the scraps alone will be enough to set you up for life.
You're giving us scraps? We want everything.
Mr. Hartman, I think you've misunderstood me. I have no intention of joining the Ravenlock family.
You want everything you have.
In fact, I have an art gallery under my name that does pretty well for itself. I was hoping you could recommend me for Tops.
You want to join Tops? That's easier said than done. Even for a family like ours, it would still require significant effort and...
Just answer me yes or no. I don't think either of us can afford to waste time.
I understand. Yes, you have my word. But in exchange, you'll have to give me the sacrifice core first.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't. I've already hidden it somewhere safe, a place nobody else but me knows. You don't want to put all your chips on the table when dealing with tops. I know that far too well.
Then that means I also need to keep an eye out when working with the infamous Mockingbird, right?
Mr. Hartman, I should remind you that I stand before you undisguised. Coming from a phantom thief who's never publicly revealed his identity, shouldn't that be sufficient assurance? If I betray you, then you merely need to lift a finger to wipe me from the face of this world.
You do make a valid point there. In that case, you have a deal.
I appreciate your trust.
Why don't we celebrate our new partnership with a toast?
Hartman calls over the waiter and pours out 2 glasses of some expensive-looking deep crimson liquid. He lifts the glass and nods to Hugo before draining it in one gulp. Hugo flashes a smug grin as he follows suit and takes a gulp.
Having a drink before undertaking anything important is a family tradition. It's good luck.
As an outsider, it's a real honor.
By the way, you aren't the only member of your organization, are you? Shouldn't all your companions agree to this deal first?
You don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure she agrees. Otherwise...
What?
I'll get rid of her too.
You'll drop Vivian easily like that? This guy has no allegiances.
Seems you'll do whatever it takes to get things done.
Hugo sucks!
Great things lie ahead for someone like you.
What are you cooking?
All right, let's leave it at that for today. I'll contact you about what to do next.
That's him! He's the one who killed Serena!
She was the only one who was ever any good to him, right? That's how he repays her?
That's why they say once a mongrel, always a mongrel. Just look into his eyes.
Is it a case of he's always only ever had himself to rely on his whole life type shenanigans? Yep.
Father! We have to punish him!
Serena had been ranking ahead of him. Hugo must have poisoned her water so he could pass her.
No shot.
Pure evil. Typical for an impure bloodline. He should have been kicked out ages ago.
What the hell is happening in this family?
Hugo, did you do all this?
Yes, it was me. I killed her.
He killed a sibling? What the hell is happening in this family? You know what? If I was Hugo, maybe I'd understand Hugo a bit more now. That's a fucked up family. What the hell? Straight out of... Is it like a Hugo clan situation? Could be.
He admitted it! Father, he must be expelled!
He's a bastard child. He does have multiple siblings from different mothers.
He has no right to live under the same roof as us.
Oh, he is.
Why don't we reunite him with Serena then? Nobody would ever know.
Hugo, well done. My children, how many times have I told you before? In this world, only the most ruthless, cruel, and unscrupulous of people ever make it to the top.
Oh no, this is an Octopath 2 situation. This is it like... Is it like Thrones?
Like Hugo here, who was willing to murder his only true loved one without a second thought. Only someone with the means and the gumption to do that is qualified to be my heir.
No, it is exactly like Octopath 2. Throw in a storyline.
But I...
Feels like Dragalia lost with all the siblings.
It's all over now, and the results are obvious.
RIP.
The winner of this month's assessment is Hugo. As for the rest of you, go to the usual place for the punishment you deserve.
But Father, before this, I was number 1.
As I've told you before, there's only room for one winner in this family. You're still a loser, even if it's by the smallest margin. And there's no reason for a loser to exist.
Yeah, that man had to die. What the hell?
This is all for your own good. Do you understand? Go on now. Receive your punishment for the sake of the family.
What the fuck?
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry.
Where's child services? PubSec, what's going on? They lacked here.
That really brought up some unpleasant memories. It won't be long. Soon, it'll all be over.
What is he cooking? What is he cooking? What the hell's happening here? On the other side, after Hugo leaves, Vivian says, Proxy, you look like you have something to say. About that chosen one. Yeah, they're actually going in, they're actually exploring darker topics in Zenless Zone Zero. Interesting. All this time it's been like Mickey Mouse's Funhouse, and then now they're actually like trying to go a different route. I like where they're going, I think. Vivian says, well, the truth is we've always wanted a chance to work with you. Hugo said you're the best proxy he's ever met. The chosen proxy, in other words, the chosen one. We say, fine, I believe you. Vivian says, by the way, are you free right now? If you're not busy, would you mind taking a walk outside with me? Anywhere is fine. You arrive at Lumina Square with Vivian.
Thank you for escorting me here, Proxy. Today was quite eventful. If I were to head back now, I probably wouldn't be able to fall asleep.
What's your game here, Vivian?
You're a child that only brings misfortune. People have been saying that about me for a long time. I used to feel hurt and resentful. But now that I think about it, it's perfectly normal for people to react that way. Why do I only predict suffering? If I could predict happy things, joyful things, would people like me a little more? Maybe fate truly is set in stone. Often, I want to help these people avoid their miserable fates.
Alright, I gotta get ready for bed. Have fun with Vivian. I will try. As long as she doesn't do anything to us.
For a time,
Have a good night. Thanks for dropping by and keeping me company.
that I could change people's destiny.
And her depressed ass. She's got some shit going on, okay? Good night. Thanks for dropping by.
All an illusion. In the end, I couldn't do anything at all. So, I was really happy when you said that my abilities weren't a curse, but a gift.
Wait, the camera zoomed in. What the hell? Excuse me?
You, Proxy. I'm so glad to have met you. And you're also a fan of Lord Phaethon. It's like we were fated to meet.
She doesn't know. Please.
I don't know why, but I feel completely at ease when I'm by your side. I feel like I'm free from judgment, from blame. Like, I don't need to worry about anything, and can just be my own true self. Perhaps people really do possess an aura. And ours just so happen to be extremely compatible.
She's specifically designed for self-insert dudes. I'm fucking crying, dude.
By the way, you asked me before about Hugo. I don't really know much about him. He rarely ever talks about his past. But judging from his eye colors, you can guess he's probably the bastard son of a renowned family.
It is! It is just like Hugo clan. Hugo clan.
I think his mother was very worried about his different colored eyes, and even wanted to get rid of him at one point. But then his family offered a huge price and bought him off his mother for some reason.
Holy shit.
And just like that, he moved from a leaky and drafty boarding room to a luxurious mansion. But he's also mentioned that the extravagant home is actually like hell for him. I think it's probably because the family treats him terribly. I digress. He ran away and ended up meeting Lycon and his master. After that, they formed Mockingbird together and experienced a rare period of happiness. Until Lycon's betrayal.
So, what's your take on Hugo?
I imagine I would still be wandering around now if I had never met him. To me, Hugo is just like an older brother. I've always felt as though he's carrying some heavy burden with him. But that's a secret he's kept to himself. Something he'll never tell me. Sometimes when I look into his eyes, I can feel that he's really struggling with something. Even though he may say some extreme things, Hugo really isn't a bad person. I think one day he'll tell me his secret. Until then, I just have to wait. Wait and trust him.
After chatting for a while, you say goodnight to Vivian. It's getting late. Time to head back to the video store and get some proper rest. Is this the end of the patch? Or... Why, says Belle, you came home late today. We were on a date. A long chat with Vivian. Why, says, I see. It's getting late, so let's call it a day. Once Vivian and the others get in touch, we'll have a lot to investigate. Wait, there's still more. This patch is long. Why, says Belle, Vivian has contacted us. She said you'll be investigating the Hollow tomorrow. In addition to her, Hugo and Lycon, Anby, whom we recommended before, will also join this operation. It's pretty funny that Anby's turned it into our operator. That we could just call after the events of her agent story. Maya says she'll explain the details when she comes to pick you up at the video store tomorrow. But are you still planning on heading straight into the Hollow like you did the last few times? Vivian and the others will protect me. Wise says, alright, with so many friends around this time, there shouldn't be as much risk. I'll wait for you at home then, no matter what. Remember, safety first. Let's get some rest for now. Cancel. Who's fucking calling me? Get out of here. Anyways. This patch is so long, dude. What? How long did I play for last night? We are approaching like Honkai Star Rail levels. 4, 3, 7 hours? What the hell? And I'm still not done. Alright, well, I'm afraid that'll be it for me for this afternoon. We'll be back later to finish this off, and if I have any spare time for the night, I'm gonna go hop on. I will hop on Suikoden. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go for, but this is surprisingly a very long, like, update. Anyways, GG's.